the storm that won't quit.
This is the worst I've ever seen it.
After blasting the Texas coast as a Category 4 hurricane, Harvey unleashes catastrophic flooding.
This likely is going to be an historic rainfall, if not an all-time record.
This area, I'm told, is normally a playground, and right over here, a baseball field.
Rising waters left many scrambling for their lives. Others waited in waist-deep water at a nursing home. More than 1,000 rescues have been made.
I've been stuck under this overpass all night.
And a reporter saved a man's life on live TV.
There's a truck driver stuck here in about 10 feet of water. And here he comes. I feel like I can finally breathe.
This is the CBS Weekend News.
Good evening. I'm Mark Strassman reporting from Houston, Texas. Harvey, the most powerful hurricane to hit this state since John F. Kennedy was president, is now a massive tropical storm. It is expected to churn over southeast Texas well into the week, dumping more than 4 feet of rain on areas including Houston. In a tweet, the National Weather Service said the breadth and intensity of this rainfall are beyond anything experienced before. More than 1,000 people were rescued here today from flooded cars, homes, and businesses. Many had to scramble to rooftops to escape. At least 2 people are confirmed dead, but officials fear that number will rise. Harvey made landfall along the Gulf Coast of Texas Friday night as a Category 4 hurricane with a tremendous surge of seawater and winds of 130 miles an hour. The coastal town of Rockport took a direct hit. Homes were blown apart. The monster storm, roughly 600 miles wide, is also unleashing tornadoes. Though officials say the biggest threat now is the catastrophic flooding, including here in the nation's 4th largest city. Houston's water crisis spread so far, so fast. Emergency officials refused to pinpoint which neighborhood was hardest hit. Harvey dumped 24 inches of rain in 20 hours here. Floodwaters turned communities into islands overnight, and residents had to scramble for higher, drier ground any way they could. Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
This likely is going to be an historic rainfall, if not an all-time record.
By noon today, emergency boats had made more than 1,000 high-water rescues, including residents at La Vita Bella Assisted Living Facility in Dickinson. 15 people waited for help in waist-deep water. Families in some flooded neighborhoods boated themselves to safety, and neighbors pulled each other out of trouble or tried to. This boat flipped, but the people who tumbled into the water were rescued. In downtown Houston, we watched the driver of this Toyota Tundra try to barrel through a flooded low spot along I-45. Suddenly, the pickup truck started to float in 10 feet of water, and he was in trouble. People urged him to get out, worried he might drown, and he finally swam out. But then he tried to climb back into his truck, he told me later, to save his glasses.
I thought it was just a couple feet, and then I didn't think it was that deep until it was too late. I couldn't do nothing.
The 59-year-old driver said he was too embarrassed by his mistake to give us his name. Houston opened its downtown convention center as a shelter for evacuees. By late afternoon, the first several hundred people had arrived, hoping for food and warmth, like Gillis Leho, who fled rising water in her home.
It just was so real. We had to bust a window when they told us that the current was, getting hot. We had to bust a window to get out.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott joins us now from Austin. Governor, you've declared 50 counties disasters. What's the state of things right now?
Well, the state of things obviously is a state of emergency where we are responding to these needs of the people in Houston as well as around the entire state of Texas. By making that disaster declaration, what that does is it triggers the resources from FEMA. We've been in constant contact with FEMA officials, including today, and the full force and resources of FEMA are coming to Texas to assist both with responding to the challenges you're seeing on TV today, but also with regard to the challenges we're going to have in rebuilding Houston and the entire coastal region.
If there's any luck in this, is that you've had some time to prepare for this, but have there been surprises?
We were able to place assets such as boats, rescue teams, other efforts such as personnel to make sure we would be able to respond to the challenges in places that were hardest hit by the hurricane, such as near Corpus Christi, down by Port Lavaca, areas like that. People were able to evacuate and get to safe ground, and as a result, it minimized any loss of life.
Did you make the right call about evacuations?
Well, the evacuation calls, of course, are up to local officials, and now is not the time to second-guess the calls they made. What my job is to work with them to assist them in any way possible to make sure we save as many lives as we can.
There have been reports of emergency responders having to prioritize life and death decisions. Do you have the resources that you need in place?
You know, what first responders do on a daily basis is have to make priorities based on life and death decisions. They know how to respond to these challenges, and they're doing a tremendous job.
Governor, the country is watching and wishing you luck. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
There were several dramatic rescues today about 30 miles south of here in Dickinson, Texas. DeMarco Morgan was there.
Look at this Coast Guard helicopter. This is just one that we've seen. We've seen a number out here in this area, but they are also making rescues. And whenever you see them hovering over a specific area, that means a rescue is underway. You see these boat rescues taking place right now. This boat right here looks like it is actually full of people here. People have been going by. Some of the folks who've had to be rescued giving thumbs up, waving, very grateful for the people who have been helping them as well. And there they are waving at us. They are very happy to be safe. Yes, the little boy is waving. We're happy for them as well, but we still have a lot of people who are unaccounted for in this area. Let's go ahead and talk to this family, a family that was rescued just not long ago. Guys, thank you so much. We're glad that you're safe. Where are you coming from and what happened?
We were in the neighborhood by O'Chantilly, and all the homes are flooded. And we had to go upstairs, and they came by boat. And we flagged them, and they picked us up and brought us to the church.
Describe your house. Was it full of water? Where were you guys? How did you?
We have a 2-story home, and on the first floor, it's up to here. And all the furniture is just floating.
Jerika Duncan's reporting took her to the great depths of Greater Heights, Texas.
So you can see that we are waist high in water. We're in the Greater Heights neighborhood near downtown Houston. This area, I'm told, is normally a playground, and right over here, a baseball field. But as you can see, the water has taken over. The flood water is very serious. People in this neighborhood are not coming in here unless they have waders on, but for the most part, it's really preventing people from getting from point A to point B. Now, I'm also told that there's a bayou nearby, and there are a lot of bayous in this area, and that is also a big concern with the amount of rain that is coming, those bayous overflowing and coming into these neighborhoods. And as you can see, this is just one example of just how dangerous these floodwaters are and how significant the water levels are at this time. Aside from seeing scenes like this, we have seen cars abandoned. We have seen people struggling to get help in some instances. But all in all, people know that they need to stay inside. It is very dangerous out here. And of course, we already know that this is just the beginning. Houston is expected to receive even more rain. So we can imagine what this will look like when it's all said and done.
Jerika, thanks. Scott Padgett is the chief meteorologist at KTVT, our CBS station in Dallas-Fort Worth. Scott, we've got a long way to go with this one.
Thanks, Mark. As we take a look what's happening, Tropical Storm Harvey still a tropical storm. Winds sustained at 40 miles per hour. But what's interesting to me is I'm now starting to see a little bit of drier air getting pulled in to this storm, still seeing these feeder bands rotating their way on in. My concern is, though, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, getting closer towards open water. And the latest forecast track has it back out over open water, strengthening a bit by late Monday night into Tuesday morning, then turning closer towards Houston Wednesday into Thursday as a tropical storm, then downgrading to a tropical depression going into Thursday and Friday into Louisiana and Arkansas. But as you take a look over the last 4 hours, you can see the rain continuing to pile up in Houston, near Galveston, near Beaumont, and now into parts of Louisiana. Those outer rain bands rotating their way on in. So as you take a look, we're continuing to see the rain really piling up. The estimated radar for the past 48 hours, look at this, anywhere between about 20 to 28 inches in parts of the LaGrange area near Houston, 20 to 25 inches, and we are not done with the rain just yet. We will continue to see an additional possibly 8 to near a foot of rain, even 15 inches of rain by the time we get to near Thursday and Friday. This is already a storm that is in the record books. We might see the most rain ever from a tropical system from Tropical Storm Harvey as we go through the next few days. Mark?
Thank you, Scott. American Red Cross volunteers from across the country are traveling here to provide food and shelter to storm victims. Omar Villafranca is at a Red Cross staging area in Houston.
The floodwaters keep rising because of the non-stop rain, and that's creating a problem for relief workers who are trying to set up new shelters. This caravan belongs to the American Red Cross. It's loaded with cots and blankets, and there's even a blood supply that's in there. But it's stranded here. They cannot move. They have to wait for the U.S. Coast Guard to escort them to make sure the supplies and the volunteers get to the shelters safely. Food is also a major need in the shelters. Red Cross workers have been loading pallets of snacks, water, and ready-to-eat meals for what is expected to be thousands of evacuees. The Red Cross has been working with local authorities to find a safe and dry path to the shelters, but it's such a volatile situation here that changes every time it rains. Going as short of a distance as 4 miles can take several hours, but the main goal is to get there safely. Mark?
Omar, thank you. A reporter with our Houston CBS affiliate KHOU may have saved a truck driver's life this morning, and it played out on live TV. Reporter Brandy Smith noticed a driver trapped as his tractor trailer was being swallowed by floodwaters. Just then, a Harris County Sheriff's deputy drove by towing an airboat, and not a moment too soon.
Here we go. We have a boat coming. We have a boat coming. I'm gonna flag these guys down and see. Hold on just a second. Are you guys headed down to the truck right here?
No, where are you?
There's a truck driver stuck here in about 10 feet of water. Thank you. Okay. These guys have a boat. We've got the Harris County Sheriff, water rescue teams, an airboat here. Hopefully we can get down to this guy.
Sir, they're putting the boat in just now. They're on their way.
Here we go. The airboat for the Harris County Sheriff's Office now approaching this semi that has been stalled here, headed east or headed westbound in the eastbound lanes. I don't have any word on how long he's been there or what kind of condition he's in. I'm sure he's very, very wet, very cold, very frightened. I am terrified for him. And here he comes. I feel like I can finally breathe. Kind of a sigh of relief.
The truck driver, named Robert, is okay. And as this played out, KHOU had to evacuate his studios because floodwaters were pouring in. The station is broadcasting again now from higher ground. Up next on the CBS Weekend News, how the president is responding to the first natural disaster of his administration.
I have spent years taking over-the-counter products for my belly pain and constipation. I've had it up to here.
It's been month after month of fiber.
Weeks taking probiotics.
Days and nights of laxatives, only to have my symptoms return.
If you've had enough, tell your doctor what you've tried and how long you've been at it. Linzess works differently from laxatives. Linzess treats adults with IBS with constipation or chronic constipation. It can help relieve your belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements that are easier to pass. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Don't take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor about managing your symptoms proactively with Linzess.
I really like this hotel room, and I'd like to book it. With Trivago, I can book it here, here, or here. And it's also good to know that if I book it here, I pay the lowest price for this hotel room. Hotel Trivago.
For 100 years, heritage and innovation have made Gillette the #1 shave in America. Now get Gillette quality at lower prices every day. Brought to you by 1,200 workers in Boston. We're proud of giving you our best. Gillette, the best a man can get.
For adults with advanced non-small cell lung cancer, previously treated with platinum-based chemotherapy, including those with an abnormal ALK or EGFR gene who've tried an FDA-approved targeted therapy, here's a question. Who wouldn't want a chance for another? Who'd say no to a... Who wouldn't want a chance to live longer? Opdivo, nivolumab. Opdivo demonstrated longer life versus chemotherapy. Over 40,000 of these patients have been prescribed Opdivo. Opdivo works with your immune system. Opdivo can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work. This may happen anytime during or after treatment is ended and may become serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, extreme fatigue, constipation, excessive thirst or urine, swollen ankles, loss of appetite, rash, itching, headache, confusion, hallucinations, muscle or joint pain, flushing, fever, or weakness, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Opdivo. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems. A chance to live longer, because who wouldn't want that? Ask your doctor about Opdivo. See OpdivoTV.com for this and other indications. Bristol Myers Squibb thanks the patients, nurses, and physicians involved in Opdivo clinical trials.
Back now from Houston, Harvey poses an early test for the Trump administration, and the president has been keeping tabs of the storm. But that's not all he's had on his mind. Mola Lenghi is at the White House.
Out of sight for most of the weekend at Camp David, President Trump still tweeted several times about Hurricane Harvey. Great coordination between agencies at all levels of government, he wrote. Good news is that we have great talent on the ground.
I'd like to say that President Trump is extremely concerned about this.
Aides said Mr. Trump was briefed regularly about the storm, including with cabinet members this morning. But the president has been weathering his own political storm since Friday night. Just as Harvey was making landfall, he pardoned the controversial former Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio, convicted of unfairly targeting undocumented immigrants.
Sheriff Joe can feel good.
It was a move his own legal team advised against. House Speaker Paul Ryan was one of several Republicans who criticized the decision, saying law enforcement officials have a special responsibility to respect the rights of everyone in the United States. We should not allow anyone to believe that responsibility is diminished by this pardon. Mr. Trump's Homeland Security Advisor, Tom Bossert, defended the president's action.
Just about every modern president ends up with some controversial pardons, but I think the president's been pretty clear on it, and I certainly don't think it's fair to characterize him as not caring about the rule of law.
The White House just announced that President Trump will travel to the damaged areas of Texas on Tuesday. It's unclear which cities he'll visit, as the White House is still working on logistics with local officials.
Mola, thank you. Still ahead on the CBS Weekend News, an army of rescue crews has massed in San Antonio. We'll take you there.
I needed something more to help control my type 2 diabetes.
My A1C wasn't where it needed to be. So I liked when my doctor told me that I may reach my blood sugar and A1C goals by activating what's within me with once-weekly Trulicity.
Trulicity is not insulin. It helps activate my body to do what it's supposed to do, release its own insulin.
I take it once a week, and it works 24/7. It comes in an easy-to-use pen, and I may even lose a little weight.
Trulicity is a once-weekly injectable prescription medicine to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Trulicity is not insulin. It should not be the first medicine to treat diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Trulicity if you or a family member has had medullary thyroid cancer, if you've had multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Trulicity. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have a lump or swelling in your neck, severe pain in your stomach, or symptoms such as itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, which can be fatal. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, decreased appetite, and indigestion. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may make existing kidney problems worse.
Once weekly Trulicity may help me reach my blood sugar goals. With Trulicity, I click to activate what's within me.
If you want help improving your A1C and blood sugar, activate your within. Ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
Need deep, long-lasting pain relief? Try Salonpas Deep Relieving Gel. 3 powerful medicines penetrate and treat pain for up to 8 hours. Need faster relief? Try Salonpas Jet Spray. Works on contact, freezing pain fast. Salonpas.
Fitting into my skinny jeans again? That's cool.
Feeling good in slim fit? That's cool.
Looking fabulous in my little black dress? That's cool.
Getting the body you want without surgery, needles, or downtime? That's Cool Sculpting. Cool Sculpting is the only FDA-cleared, non-invasive treatment that targets and freezes away stubborn fat cells. Visit CoolSculpting.com today and register for a chance to win a free treatment.
He's the billionaire ex-mayor of New York City who considered running for president.
If I thought we could win, I would have done it.
So what's Mike Bloomberg doing now? 60 Minutes, tonight.
Asking the right question is 95% of getting the right answer.
The North Koreans say this missile could carry a nuclear warhead. Is this a game changer?
CBS This Morning.
Roads turn to rivers today in the town of Bel Air, just outside Houston. Jamie Yukas shows us the dangers in the streets.
I'm standing on a side street here in Bel Air, which is about 10 miles southwest of the city of Houston, and this just gets deeper as you go further down. I want to go ahead and point out, you can see that speed limit sign, so you get an idea of how deep the water can get. It's about cut in half. I can tell you when we got here just a few hours ago, the water had not gone over the median here. It has now gone over the median, and it's creeping towards those homes. I know further down, a number of the homes are flooded. There's some apartment buildings where people are parking their cars up on 5th and 6th floor parking garages to try to get the cars out of harm's way if that comes. When we talk to city officials, it sounds like here in Bel Air, water is falling down in rain form at about 1 inch an hour. They've gotten at least 15 inches of rain so far, so more than a foot since the storm started. We're expected to get another 10 inches today. And I can tell you, since we've been standing out here, we've gotten at least a couple more with how far the water has come up. That's the situation out here. People really being asked to just stay at home and not get out on the roadways, especially around the city of Houston.
Jamie, thanks. San Antonio, on the western edge of the storm, is offering thousands of beds to those escaping Harvey. Mireya Villarreal is there.
Rescue crews from around the country are converging here in San Antonio at the Freeman Coliseum. The facility is best known for hosting the city's rodeo, but now more than 900 cots are set up right behind me. These cots are for the first responders, for bus drivers, for the military. They will come here, they will regroup, and then they will head out to battle Hurricane Harvey. Now, more than 900 people from the Corpus Christi, Bayside, and Rockport area were evacuated to shelters in the San Antonio area. Many of them now are getting word they may not have homes to return to. These are families that are being told by authorities it will be days before they can head back into town. Now, right now, we know that Bexar County, along with the city of San Antonio, they are coordinating efforts on every level. So far, 2,000 first responders have come through this facility, and they are expecting more. They are also expecting about 200 buses to start here and head to Houston to pick up evacuees, bringing them back to the Alamo City for safety. Mark?
Mireya, thanks. We'll be right back from Houston with an update on Harvey.
I wanted to know who I am and where I came from. I did my ancestry DNA, and I couldn't wait to get my pie chart. The most shocking result was that I'm 26% Native American. I had no idea. Just to know this is what I'm made of, this is where my ancestors came from, and I absolutely want to know more about my Native American heritage. It's opened up a whole new world for me.
Discover the story only your DNA can tell. Order your kit now at AncestryDNA.com.
Ugh, heartburn.
Sorry, ma'am, no burning here. Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. They don't taste chalky and work fast.
Incredible. Can I try? She doesn't have heartburn.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. Enjoy the relief.
Have you ever looked for a hotel online? Well, Trivago does the work for you and instantly compares the prices of over 600,000 hotels from over 200 different websites. That's how you can be sure that you find the ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Keep your hair strong against hot styling tools with Pantene 3-Minute Miracle Daily Conditioner. A super concentrated Pro V formula makes hair stronger in just 3 minutes, so it's smoother every day. Because strong is beautiful.
Your brain changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
This is me when I feel controlled by frequent, unpredictable abdominal pain or discomfort and diarrhea. I've tried lifestyle changes and over-the-counter treatments, but my symptoms keep coming back. It turns out I have irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea, or IBSD, a condition that's really frustrating. That's why I talked to my doctor about Viberzi, a different way to treat IBSD.
Viberzi is a prescription medication you take every day that helps proactively manage both abdominal pain and diarrhea at the same time.
So I can stay ahead of my symptoms.
Viberzi can cause new or worsening abdominal pain. Do not take Viberzi if you have no gallbladder, have pancreas or severe liver problems, problems with alcohol abuse, long-lasting or severe constipation, or a bowel or gallbladder blockage. Pancreatitis may occur and can lead to hospitalization and death. If you're taking Viberzi, you should not take medicines that cause constipation. The most common side effects of Viberzi include constipation, nausea, and abdominal pain.
Stay ahead of IBSD with Viberzi.
What is CBSN?
We're getting some breaking news into the newsroom.
It's CBS News anywhere you are, on any device you have, online, mobile, even your smart TV. Just get the app and world-class original reporting is streaming into your hand.
This is CBSN.
CBSN. CBS News. Always on.
Back now in Houston. Hard to believe, but we may not have reached the halfway point in this slow-moving catastrophe. Harvey, now a tropical storm, is expected to dump up to 6 inches of additional rain overnight. Some places may get 2 more feet by Friday. More than 1,000 water rescues were made today. 250 highways in Texas are closed. David Begnaud is in Meyerland, a neighborhood in southwest Houston.
We're in the Sharpstown area of Houston. This is Denise and her little baby Santiago. Were you able to call for help?
Yes, we were. We called my in-law and my brother-in-law, and they were able to come and help us because our apartment got flooded like 3-4 inches of water.
Where are you going to go? Where do you have a place to go?
Yeah, to my in-laws' house right here on Bel Air and Beachland.
Watch the water. Watch the water, man. Watch the lift the baby. Yeah. Okay. So what's happening is people are driving through like this, and you start putting people like Denise and her baby in danger. Be safe, Denise. Too. We've seen for the last hour people bringing friends out on little rubber dinghies and rafts and bringing them to higher ground. It is still falling at a really heavy clip here. And if you look just in the distance here, you've got a city bus that's stuck in the water, multiple vehicles. Apparently people tried to drive through it and got stuck. Back to you.
Thanks, David. If you want to help the victims of Harvey, you can go to redcross.org. We'll have more storm coverage on the local news of this CBS station, on our streaming channel CBSN at cbsnews.com, and first thing tomorrow on CBS This Morning. I'm Mark Strassman reporting from Houston. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Next on CBS 2 News at 6, dramatic rescues in Houston as Tropical Storm Harvey bears down on Texas. People stuck in flooded homes are taken to safety. We'll take you there live to see what the situation looks like right now.
And the weather story here is the complete opposite. We have dangerously high temperatures, and this, we're told, is just the beginning of our heat wave.
That's right. We've got an area of high pressure that will bring us extreme heat for the next several days. I've got the details for you. That's coming up.
And a father accused of killing his wife right in front of their 12-year-old son. Now police need help to find him.
Those stories, sports, and any late breaking news next at 6.
Even if no one in your home smokes,